You share that a lot of people's first excuse for not being able to build wealth is number one, just not believing that they can, but also feeling like they don't have the money to do it. I think you all do a phenomenal job of like sharing economical ways to save money, especially like when it comes to cooking. What are some easy wins that you feel people can use to just like build a little more cash flow so that they can put it towards debt elimination or investing?
I think the easiest places you can look at are your taste preferences and your convenience tax, is what I call it. It's all of the places that you go to when you are tired or when you feel like you need a little treat, a little reward. We all have these things, and it's not to say that you don't deserve to treat yourself occasionally, but those are the places where you can look. And I think it really requires a level of creativity to figure out how you can still find pleasure in things without paying such a premium for them. If you like nice clothes, okay, well, maybe now you start shopping consigned, or maybe you do a clothes swap with your friends, or maybe you join a buy nothing group, or you just challenge yourself and go on a no spend month or no spend Wednesdays. There's lots of little ways that you can shave off some of the spending that you do probably automatically at this point and figure out different ways to get the same thing. I think when people have been locked into their habits for long periods of time, you forget how much the world has changed around you. My mom has some very strong opinions about discount stores, whether we're talking about Aldi, TJ Maxx. She always feels like they are just like disorganized, too crazy, like they don't have what I need. If I go in there, they're not going to have the thing. But she ain't been in one in a decade plus. And I'm like, Mom, they're completely different. Like they have gotten tons of investment, lots of people shop there. First of all, they receive all of the excess from your favorite stores. And so if it didn't sell there, it's there now. You can get all the brands that you buy at, Sephora or wherever you shop, Target, at TJ Maxx now. And so one of the things I would challenge people is if you haven't been to an Aldi or to a Costco, for example, even the stereotypes that come with Costco and other like warehouse clubs that everything is just huge. That's not true anymore. Like sometimes it's just multiple smaller packages that you were going to buy anyway, except now you get a discount if you buy them all at once.
But even if it is huge, there are ways to still stretch it so that you are spending less per unit on whatever those things are than you would if you were buying them at your store of choice.
Right.
That's a nice way of saying like people just need to get over themselves. Like that's where I'm at this point. Because as someone who has been doing this work for a really long time, and again, this is one of the beauties of not being an advisor. I'm not bound. I don't give those kinds of advice. I'm nobody's pastor. I'm none of that stuff, right? I'm just me living my life. And so I can afford to be a little ruder than most people who there's a bit of a gentleman's agreement a little bit. Brent's not going to say certain things, but I can. He'll bring me in and say, people, we got to get over ourselves
We really do,
as
guys. In
Americans.
2026,
We are wildly entitled people. And we have designed lives and lifestyles mostly based on luck and credit and convenience. And you hear people say things like, I could give you a list of 100 things that you could do to save $20 here, from changing LED light bulbs to deciding that you're going to learn how to do your own hair. I'm at a point now where I would rather you tell me that you're going to spend 6 months learning how to cook than you're going to go back to school to be out of the workforce, certainly if you're going to pay for a higher education just to get a fancy degree and then come out and hope to get a job that doesn't even exist anymore. Like this is just the reality that we're experiencing these days, right? But if you learn how to cook, that is a skill set that will save you money immediately, and it's something that will improve your health. It is something that will improve the efficiency of your home, and it lives with you forever. It's not a hack that you won't be able to use at other parts of your life. But like this is where I'm at. Like I went to a Family General the other day for the first time ever.
Family Dollar.
Family General. This is how, I'm being honest. I don't know. I don't even know what it, I get them all confused. The
There's a
dollar
Dollar
store.
General and then there's a Family Dollar.
I went to the family one, the orange and black one.
See, now
I just wanted some socks. You know what I mean? Like I didn't need 10 socks from Costco. I just needed, but I was pleasantly surprised, you know? And it's not to say that I'm going to start shopping there more often, but my number one advice for somebody who's been laid off, but you still going to Publix, like get over yourself. You know what I mean? Take your bleep to the dollar store. And you can get the same stuff. The same stuff is there, dude. But we are choosing to
pay more.
pay more. I stopped by a Publix the other day.
Here we go.
We came home from dinner. We were
Here we
celebrating
go.
something. I came home from dinner with my son, and I wanted a different ice cream because you only have a handful of options at Aldi. And I went into Publix. They got a nice Publix, right, not too far from where we are. And the lights started coming on
They
while
were
I was
motion detected.
well, I felt like it was so bright and friendly in there, and I was like, "Wow, this is so nice." It's a completely different experience. A whole aisle
Yeah.
of ice cream, all flavors, all different options, and I just was like, "Wow." I also understand why it's so hard for people to give this up because I remember when I aspired to shop at Publix or aspired to shop at Whole Foods, but I also now completely appreciate Aldi for what it is because at the end of the day, I know I have a very advanced palate. I used to cook professionally, so I'm different than most people. But most people can't tell the difference, right? But we are just choosing to say that we prefer these things because it's a reflection of who we are to say that we live in this area, that we send our kids to these schools, that we drive these kinds of cars, that we shop at these kinds of places. And those things add thousands of dollars to our expenses every single year. And that's money that could be going towards paying down debt or expediting in retirement.
Or doing the things that you actually value. Like if you truly do not value one brand of vanilla ice cream versus the other, you don't need a whole aisle. And even if you do truly value one brand of vanilla ice cream over the other, it doesn't mean that you have to have access to it all the time. You can have it as a treat
Mm-hmm.
so that you continue to value it and you understand why. And all of the money that you're saving on ice cream can be used towards vacations, which are also more expensive, towards trips and experiences that are also more expensive. Everything is more expensive. And so it's not a matter of like downgrading something and doing nothing. It's creating room and margin in your budget so that you can still afford to do the things that you want to do without sacrificing everything.